the Dr. Tess Crap Challenge. This is so outside my comfort zone.
So if someone's prepared to tell you that you suck, they don't matter in your life. You don't need to pay attention to them because they're not the ones that are serving you.
To learn to experience and explore negative emotions. If you said, hey, I need you to sit on the toilet for the next 30 days and like put your hand in your under your bra line and breathe, I'll do it.
I'm dreaming, oh, I believe in this dream I've been dreaming, oh, I'm dreaming, oh, I believe in this dream I've been dreaming, oh.
All right, here we are. This is a unique moment. Dr. Tess and I are both in New York.
We are.
She's from Australia, I'm from Canada, and so let's meet in New York. It just makes sense.
Why not?
So we thought instead of doing a Zoom, or I guess we usually do Zoom, then we would do it this way, face to face, so she can really call me out on whatever I need to get called out on. And I like that, and my wife Nina's in the room as well, and so Nina often gets involved, and she's often the subject of our... She gets brought in as a...
Poor Nina.
Yeah, so now we can actually get live feedback from Nina while she's in the room. Okay, so...
Did you do your homework?
I actually did not do my homework. So Dr. Tess is here to help me get to 10 million subscribers on my YouTube channel by helping me get out of my own way.
Yeah.
Understanding what my blocks are, like doing homework, and then doing them.
Because doing your homework was watching one of your videos.
Yeah, I was supposed to watch the Hank video back. Why didn't I do my homework? I had a great call with Hank, again, another one. So Hank happens in between ours, right? And he actually had a lot of nice things to say. So he was saying, like, I've gotten a lot better, even in our brief time on doing this series. He called me very heart-centric, and he's like, man, I don't know why I'm saying this stuff. I don't talk this way. But why didn't I do my homework? I don't know, I didn't prioritize it. I guess that's the honest answer. My homework was to watch back my video with Hank, which was well received and people liked it, and it was to have me where I was getting more a softer side. Vulnerable, softer side.
And
now I feel bad.
Sitting in vulnerability. So it was an emotional video, which is why it really captured everyone's attention, I think. And the idea for you was to watch that again and see what you pulled out of that you might have done differently that you could do again.
I did all my other Dr. Tess homework, though.
Yeah, no, that was the easy stuff.
This was the easy stuff? Or the other stuff?
The other stuff was the easy stuff.
The other stuff was easier than just watching a video back? There's no way. No, I don't buy that at all. I actually probably felt like this was just too easy, so I didn't do it.
Well, it was
you know what? Listen, I feel
and learning from your own stuff.
Well, we met in New York. Was it last week? 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
And neither of us could even remember what the homework was.
But then we did.
Then we kind of did, yes.
And you had 2 weeks to do it.
I did have 2 weeks, but it didn't feel important enough. I don't know. Anyway. Okay. So. Okay. My bad. How you think how we've done how many sessions with homework? 4?
Something like that.
Okay, so out of the 4 with the homework, how would you rank that homework assignment?
I felt it was important.
Come on, there's no way you even remember what it was. There's no way.
I thought it was important. And it was important because...
Okay, do you really think it's super important?
I think it's important for you to learn or to take something else away from that video, from observing yourself be vulnerable. I'll do it again then. Damn it, it's still your homework, man.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was important. That's probably the honest answer. I didn't feel
Okay, so I will wear it for not explaining it enough to you.
Okay.
How's that?
Or remembering.
We'll make it
or
my
remembering
fault.
it.
Yeah, and I did remember it in the end. I remembered it today. And that's what counts, right? So the point was that we talked about sanitizing emotions and avoiding emotionally difficult conversations sometimes, not always.
Okay.
And this was a good example of you being really present and in that difficult emotion and sitting in there and stay. You went there with Hank and you stayed there in it with him. Okay. So
you know what?
You guys have to keep him accountable. Check in all the time. Have you done your homework, Evan?
You know what? Maybe we should dive into this. That doesn't do anything for me.
Right.
Like people coming in saying, if I don't feel it's important, I don't care who else tells me that I need to do it or not.
Hashtag, Evan, do your homework. Let's start it. Hashtag.
I am very non-responsive to public accountability.
Okay.
I don't know what that says.
I don't know what that says.
Okay, what does it say?
I don't know what it says.
Oh, you don't know what it says? Oh, I thought you would. Well, you didn't.
No.
Okay.
So you're telling me peer pressure doesn't work?
Depends on who. Like, if you hear saying that it actually was really meaningful exercise, now it actually makes me feel guilty for not doing it because I actually believe it. But at the time, you're like trying to come up with, at least my memory of the event was like, what's your homework going to be? And we didn't, we kind of stumbled on something and then we both couldn't remember what it was. It didn't feel important. It's like, okay, I'm not going to watch this video.
I can understand why maybe it didn't feel important to you, because I think that when you're in something like that conversation, I mean, you couldn't quite remember everything that you talked about in that video, which is natural, right?
Yeah.
And so I had only watched it the day before we spoke.
Right.
And to me, it really stood out as something different and unique. But when you're in that yourself, which is why I wanted to watch it again, you're not necessarily noticing that you've done something different. And so I can see why it might not have seemed as relevant to you.
I remember the shift. I remember him saying, like, hey, for 15 minutes you've been saying the same thing, attack me one way, you need to approach it this way. Yeah. I say, okay, Hank, like, tell me how. I remember that happening, I remember feeling it, but seeing it.
Yeah, I just think it might. Anyway,
so peer pressure, like, I feel guilty that it actually mattered to you and I didn't do it. So you know what? So I did a podcast last night with a close buddy of mine named Mark, who I've known for 15 years or something. And we did a podcast the week before where I was going hard on him, and it's what I do sometimes for people I love.
Yeah, I hate that.
And then his wife heard that part of the podcast. He's like, Evan's being really mean. And I know his wife, but we're not like super tight. And then she shut it off just before I started praising Mark, giving him lots of attention. And so okay, I know his wife and whatever, but I didn't feel like it was mean. So I said, well, what do you think, Mark? Did you think it was mean? He's like, yeah, I thought that part was mean. You thought that part was mean? Really? And then now I really care because it wasn't mean. The fact that he thought it was mean. Then we had to dive into what do you think mean is? And for me, it's bad intentions, like you're trying to hurt somebody, right? And that's not, okay, he said, if that's your definition, I don't think that was, I knew it was out of love and I appreciate, like, I want more.
Yeah.
So, but we had to clean that up because that bothered me. The fact that my friend Mark, that we had a miscommunication there. Like when we had dinner 2 weeks ago and it's like, you got to do this, Tess, let's go. If you felt that was mean-spirited, that would bother me. Like, I wouldn't sleep that night, right? But, somebody leaving a nasty comment or somebody doesn't mean anything.
I think the capacity for all of us to misinterpret what we're saying to each other is real because, language is what it is. It's not perfect. And I think that you'd have that with mentoring clients a lot where you're pushing. Because I know I have that with clients too.
Yeah.
I'm pushing. And then we either reach a point where there's a breakthrough or people shut down. And you, with Hank, there was a bit of a breakthrough there. And I think the breakthrough wasn't just for Hank. I think there was a breakthrough for you too. It was a really significant moment. Yeah.
So tying that back to accountability and peer pressure.
Do your homework.
Right, but I'll do it because you think it's important. If you think it's important, then I think it's important. Yeah. If somebody watching thinks it's important, then I don't care.
Yeah, I know. And of course now we've created a self-fulfilling prophecy where you're going to watch it and get nothing out of it. Maybe, but maybe not. I'm hopeful that you'll see something in that resonates, that triggers a memory of how you went left, whereas normally you'd go right.
I have so much respect for you that if you said that, even if I watch it and I feel in the moment that I didn't get anything out of it, I'll still think, Tess, I'm missing something. Tess wanted me to watch it. It was still valuable. I'll do stuff that people like Steve, our agent, tells me to do stuff like I don't see. Okay, whatever. I'll do it. Yeah. Just because I have respect for Steve and in certain areas, and if he says to do that, I'll just do it.
I think that's an important point for a lot of the audience that we each talk to, this thing of taking a leap of faith when someone asks you to do something that you wouldn't normally do. And so you would ask your mentoring clients to step outside their comfort zone and do something, take action and do something that they wouldn't ordinarily do. And it's really important for these guys to know that we have to do that too.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. We're constantly being asked to step outside our comfort zones and do things differently. I mean, I'm in New York. That's, that's all come about because of all this work that I've been doing.
I think if you don't have anything in your calendar in the next month that is outside your comfort zone, you hate your life.
You're not trying hard enough.
You hate your life. Not even not trying. You hate your life.
That's a big statement.
Yeah, I think it's true. I think if there's nothing in your calendar that scares you, you hate your life. You are photocopying your life from one day to the next, and you hate your life. Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong. But.
Okay, so I had a conversation. No, I'm not saying you're right or wrong, but I had an interesting conversation the other day with Forbes Riley.
Okay.
Yeah, and she asked me, what lesson do you think your kids are going to take away from the work that I do?
Ooh.
And caught on the fly, I said, actually, I hope that the lesson is a good one, that you don't have to colour in the lines, because we live a very unusual life, I guess, by most people's standards.
Yeah.
Not 9 to 5, not working in a job until you're 65 and then retire and all those sorts of things. Entrepreneurs are like that, different lifestyles. Mm-hmm. So that's a variation on what you're saying. We love our lives. I love my life. I love the opportunity to work with other people who think this way and live their lives this way and aren't that photocopied life, like you say, doing the same day and day and day and day.
Yeah.
I would hate that life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think 95% of America hates their life.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's great.
It's the best.
It is the best because out of the hate, the more you hate your life, the more you'll want to change it.
Yep, that's true.
They just hate it just enough not to change it. Yeah. So you need to hate your life more. And then greatness happens.
There's a great saying, I can't remember it exactly, but something about, when you're just about to give up is that moment just before the positive changes come.
Okay.
That's because it's the hardest.
Okay.
You like that? Oh, what is that? The darkest hour is just before dawn.
Okay.
So just before things are about to break and move in a positive direction is when you're going to feel your worst.
Okay.
So just before that positive thing comes. So, yeah, hate your life more.
This is great. I read it out of Ryan Holiday's The Obstacle is the Way.
Oh, I've not read that, but yeah.
Which is the same. It's the same message square. Like you have to go into the thing that you don't want to do. But there was this great, it's just this little quote. It's some African saying. I forget where it's from. But it's, behind the mountain is more mountains. That is the greatest quote of all time. I love it so much. You face an obstacle, boom, more obstacles. Here you go.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah. I think that's the definition of being a grown-up too. You think you're going to get to this easy point and you actually realise there's no easy point. It's life. Life is spiky.
You don't want an easy point.
You don't want an easy point.
You don't want an easy life.
No.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't. You will hate your life if it's easy.
Okay, since we're swapping quotes, here's one. It's not an exact one, but I love this concept, and I can't remember. I would acknowledge where I got it from if I could remember.
I'm very
Someone really well known, and it's going to come to me probably tomorrow. Yeah, it's the best. So you're either a mountain climber or a mountain observer. And so when you're a mountain climber, you get to the top of the mountain and you look around and you see all these other mountains, right? And you can't wait to climb the next mountain. But if you're a mountain observer, when you climb to the top of your mountain, then you're happy to just sit there and look at all the other mountains. You don't really want to climb anymore. Oh,
I thought it was going to be like the mountain observer just looks at the bottom and never climbs.
No. So, and this is, I think, a really important thing for people in business, entrepreneurs, that you push and you push and you push and you get to the top of your tree and then you sit there and stay. You're not going the next level. You're not climbing the next mountain because you're stuck and you're prepared to stay stuck for whatever reason in you. That's what I took from it anyway.
Okay, I like it. Okay, so now let's apply it. So how am I a mountain observer that I need to destroy so I can become a mountain climber?
I just really think it is about ripping Band-Aids off and getting into those ugly emotions sometimes. And, we hear lots of talk about how to be vulnerable and real and authentic on social media and blah, blah, blah. And you talked about the video you did with Nina having to put your pants on after you broke your neck. And
it's coming up. It's not on YouTube yet, but it's coming. It's on Instagram.
Okay. And so you know, those sorts of real life moments that are difficult, and we kind of, people want to get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people love the advice you give, but people equally value getting to know you. And I think that video with Hank sort of showed a different side, a different colour, or a different flavour of you. And that's that stuff that's hard for you. I know that's hard sometimes for you to tap in.
Maybe, okay. I don't find it hard to. I'm not afraid of it. I just don't necessarily know what you want, like, or what to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So the frustration with Hank was like, okay,
yeah, it was.
I'm doing what I know what to do. I don't know what to do, man. You tell me what to do. What do you want me to do? So same thing with this.
Yeah, I think it is about finding opportunities to be present. I mean, I come back to the conversation we had about the letter with your mum.
Okay.
And as opposed to a conversation with your mum, and choosing an option that was going to be cleaner emotionally versus a conversation that might have been, we don't know, because it might have been a tricky conversation. It might have, before you knew what the answer was, right? It might have been a difficult conversation. And I think opportunities to go the harder road when there's a choice. So with Hank, you had the opportunity to keep doing what you always do or keep going with the road you're pushing on, but you took a left turn unexpectedly, and it was an emotionally more difficult turn, and that was awesome.
I took a left turn because I wasn't thinking of. I was getting frustrated, like, I don't know what to do with this guy. Yeah. And he said, here's what you need to do. It's like, okay, well, let's go down this path, this uncharted territory for me, but let's have Hank coach Hank, and I'm just coming along for the ride. Yeah. I struggle to find where that is a consistent theme in my life.
Yeah, I think sometimes we want simple answers, like, here, do this strategy, or here, do that thing. And sometimes it's about paying attention. I talk about this quite a lot, that we often get so busy and caught up in the conversation or in the doing that we're not actually necessarily present to the emotion or the opportunity for there to be an emotional connection. And so that is about paying attention and being present and in tune with yourself. Yeah, I don't know that there's a dead set strategy that you can apply every time, but I think, so some people draw on mindfulness strategies to tune in. Some people draw on relaxation or yoga or meditation. So being able to tune in and listen is a skill. So it's a muscle that you need to flex regularly in order to strengthen it. And that is something that takes practice. So I usually start people off on being aware of breath and breathing. Do you ever do yoga or meditation or anything like that?
Kind of. I'm testing it. Like meditation, so we'll go off on this tangent quickly, but meditation I've never found to work for me.
That's right. We've talked about it.
But I believe in the science behind it. Yeah. And even now, like, I broke my neck. Yeah. And there's a piece that's still broken. Yeah. It's like a centimeter off. Yeah. It's gone. Like, it's never going to come back, the doctors say. Wow. But one of my followers who's coming to my workshop in Toronto believes that I can heal myself and connect it through my mind, and it'll connect. Great, let's do it. So
sounds like Dr. Strange.
Yeah. What it is, it's all like, the doctors say there's no way it's coming back together. They're not going to go in and take it out because it's not threatening me, at least right now. And spinal surgery is crazy. But he believes, this guy, that I can, with my mind, heal it. And so we've been pretty much every night since it's been how long? Since 2 months? Almost 2 months, every night of healing meditation. Well, I'll just sit there and he gives me these things and what we got to do. You imagine this light coming, cleaning you when you're going through these walls, and awesome. And like, I do it.
Do you do it because he told you to do it, or do you do it because you believe it will? I
do it because I have faith in him, and I'm curious. Like, at the same time, what's the downside? The worst case scenario is I waste 10 minutes of my life a night. Yeah. That's okay. Yep. The upside is amazing, right? If this works, great. Let me cure other stuff in me, right? I don't know. I believe in the science of meditation. We got the Muse thing, and I can control my mind to get to calm zone and all that kind of stuff. I've done meditation with like everyday people, coaches, and like the best of the best, the best meditators. But and where it's like we're with the group, and it's like put your hand over their head and like feel the ball of energy. Is like, I don't feel anything, but like the people beside me are feeling it, and I believe that they feel it. I'm not saying this is good.
No.
I believe it. I want it. I've tried maybe 40 different types.
Okay, so I've got an answer for you.
Okay, we'll circle back to yes.
Yeah. So I think the simple thing is knowing what to do to quieten all this down and be present with yourself is a really simple breathing. You need something portable, right? So you need something that is.
But I can get the present. I actually think listening and present is a superpower.
Yes,
like when I'm here with you, that's it. I don't know what I'm doing the rest of today.
Yeah.
Like I'm only here with you, and I'm trying to take it in. Part of me feels like I'm constantly meditating. I've actually been told that a couple times by like meditators, like you're not feeling it because you're already doing it. Because I don't need to. There's sometimes like at night where I might need to quiet my mind or whatever.
Yeah.
But here with everything else that's been happening, it's all gone. I'm only here with you.
How do you relax?
I don't need to relax most of the time because I'm already. This is me relaxed. Like I'm excited, but I'm relaxed. I don't carry stress. Like if I do, I have to solve it right now, and it's this spurt, right? But the best way I can think of is like if I'm up at night and I can't sleep, I'll get up and I'll play a game of League of Legends.
Right.
It's a video game.
Yeah, right.
But it's not that often. I do it because I'm thinking about something that I obviously can't solve right now because otherwise I would do it. And when I'm in a video game, I'm so into the game, I forget about the other thing.
It's a distraction.
But then when I finish it, I don't care. Did I win? Did I lose? Whatever. I'm not attached to the outcome. And then, okay, I'll go to bed.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think I'm actually really good in listening and being present. I think it's one of the things that actually helped me the most in being able to coach and mentor people. The thing that was, if you look at the Hank interview, was I'm starting to get frustrated. Like, I don't know. I don't have the knowledge. I don't know I'm not even seeing it. It's not like I need to, I don't know what to look for.
Yeah.
When he told me that thing of you need to come out on the softer side, like, I don't know. How? It's like it's a different language. I don't know what you want from me. How do I do it? It's like, okay, we'll do this.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm working with him on doing that and hopefully learning the skill of it. But I think I'm usually pretty connected.
Okay.
And listening.
Okay. You're talking about building an audience, and we're talking about connecting and the relationships that you build with your audience. And how do we bring, like that moment with Hank, how do we bring that into something that everyone feels they're getting access to in a way? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking you the question.
So the two things I'm seeing is one with the Hank kind of thing. I mean, also this whole series.
Yeah.
It's as I learn, hopefully the audience learns. Right? So I had a woman come on and teach me EFT tapping. I am not scared of this. I am great. Let's do it. Right? I mean, as long as I'm not throwing somebody I care about under the bus, I'll do anything. Yeah. You want me to do anything? I'll do almost anything. Right? As long as it's not hurting somebody I care about. Yeah. So I think people see me on the journey, hopefully. As I struggle, like the Hank was a struggle. I didn't know what to do next, and here we are. The vulnerable moments of like, hey, film yourself in your underwear with your wife. I just didn't see the relevancy. Like, I don't think people are this is weird, right? There's a little bit of, for me, nerves in that, I had gained weight because I wasn't moving and all this stuff, and here I am having to film. But okay, but that was the reason for me, that was the reason to overcome it.
So how did you? Because that's something that so many people talk to you, I'm sure, and to me about, that fear of self-doubt and criticism and judgment and all that stuff that stops so many people from putting their message forward.
I've trained myself that when my heart beats like this, it's a signal that I have to do it.
Okay.
So when Steve said that and I'm nervous, now I have to, because I'm nervous, now I have to do it. As long as it's not going to, again, hurt somebody or against my ethics or values. But most things aren't.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, like go shoot a gun in the New York City. Okay, great. No. Right? I'm nervous. Or jump out a window. I'm nervous. No. Okay, that serves me.
Yeah.
Right? But most of the things we're afraid of is judgment. And so I've trained myself that if I'm afraid of it, then I want to attack it. Even just to attack it, regardless of if there's a benefit or not.
Yeah.
Painting my nails and all that stuff.
So taking risks.
But it's
that aren't really risks. So risk, you're not risking your life and limb. You're not risking your financial.
Emotional risk.
Yeah, emotional risk.
Yeah.
There's an interesting pairing that what you've done is you've created like a neural network, a little brain map that this is a signal. This fast beating heart is a signal that here's something I need to do. And some people talk about recognizing that it's a sign of excitement. So I'm excited for what
I hate that. It's the worst. I think that's the worst. Mel does that. Simon says that.
Yeah.
I think it's the worst. I think you're treating yourself. I think you're approaching it as a distraction instead of just saying, I'm going to do a difficult thing.
Yeah.
I want to take actions that I'm proud of.
Yeah.
And that's actually all I want from my audience too. Like I can't judge if you should do this or this. What are you proud of? Are you proud of yourself if you do that? Great.
Hey, I've got a question that my 10-year-old asked me.
Oh, great.
At the counter at Tiffany's this afternoon.
I get very nervous about parenting questions. So okay.
No, this is a good question.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
He's 10 years old and he's starting to think about the world and how it works in a great way, right? So I asked me this question. He says, would you rather do lots of really simple things or would you rather do one really hard thing?
Oh. We talked about that already. Yeah, that's easy. Of course.
Yeah.
But actually, it's lots of hard things. Behind the mountain, there's more mountains.
So he's agreeing, right? 10-year-old's going, I'd feel much better having done.
That's parenting right there.
He's teaching me more than I'm teaching him, I'm sure. But yeah, that whole thing about, achieving something difficult. And so you're saying that if you're trying to tell yourself that I'm not scared, I'm excited, it's a lie.
Yeah.
For starters. And it's disrespecting the power of being anxious about something.
Yeah. And you're losing respect for yourself. You're saying, this is at least how I see it.
Yeah.
And this is super weird, but here's how I see it. You're saying, I am not capable of sitting in nervousness. Yeah. So I'm going to tell myself that, no, I'm not nervous. I'm excited to get me out on stage and doing it. And listen, I think in the short term, maybe as a crutch, like if you really need it, great. As a crutch, get out there, do it.
It's a strategy.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's more than I think it's a crutch, not just because the idea of a crutch is you break your leg.
Yeah.
You want to not have to walk forever with your crutch. I want you to learn to love it and be able to conquer great things, not to always have to walk with a broken leg, but you've got this crutch.
Yeah.
So you use it in the short term if you absolutely need to, but I want people to learn to do difficult things, that the sign of fear and nervousness is a sign that you're like, this is great. This is your chance to show yourself how great you are.
Yeah.
To be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's where self-confidence comes from. And I think every time you use a strategy that is a distraction from the thing, you actually teach yourself to love yourself less.
Yes. Well, I agree with that, actually. I think there's a lot to be said for being proud of having overcome, courage is doing things despite being afraid and, that sort of stuff. And if you rob yourself of acknowledging that something is difficult, then you rob yourself of the pride that comes later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you say, well, I had to use this thing to get me through, it's like you had to take steroids to win the race. It's like you don't feel good about yourself. You cheated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
At least that's how I see it.
I agree. Yeah.
I want to be nervous and then go off even if I fail.
Yeah.
Like for me, if I'm nervous and then I go on stage, this is what I told people who came to my workshop. Like they stood up and did something that they were afraid to do, like sing in public the first time. It's like, great. I don't care if you're great or you suck. I'm celebrating the effort to go through the scary thing. Mm-hmm. If you came up and you sang and you stood up and all you did was vomit on the person in front of you, I'm cheering you on. They're like, that's the best. Like, amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that happened.
It didn't happen. But people expect to be great.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. You know, people are fearful of not being great. People are fearful of, and in that, there's that fear of the criticism. And I know that, I don't know if you've ever had this journey, but certainly in my profession, there's a tendency to discourage people from stepping outside the four walls of the consulting room and being visible. And so what comes with that is a who does she think she is kind of an attitude. I've certainly had a bit of that. I don't know if you...
Dr. Tess. So I think I am.
Who do you think I am? So New York brings a silly out in us, I think. But people stop themselves at that point and go, well, I can't risk people saying these things about me, so I better not step out of my box and do the scary thing.
Yeah.
And I think this is where I really encourage. I mean, we talked a little bit before about being in tune with what you're telling yourself, and you've talked before about having overcome lots of limiting beliefs, I think you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And when we don't tune in, when we're not listening to what's going on, when we're not hearing the need for courage, when we're not hearing the fear for what it is, like if it's fear of being judged, then you can't call bullshit on that if you're not paying attention to what it is. You're not hearing it for what it is. So, you know, I'm not going to stand on stage and sing because I might vomit on the person in front of me. When in actual fact, the real fear is what if people think I suck? You know, that's the real fear that people are having. You know, people scared of judgment. And does it matter is the question. So if you know what you're telling yourself, then you can say, well, hang on a minute, does that actually matter? Can I call bullshit on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, one, you tie your self-esteem to the effort, not the results.
Yes, growth mindset.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Effort, not the results?
Yep.
Is that growth mindset?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Well done.
And two, here's what I think. So, first off, most people won't care.
Yep.
You're not that important. Most people won't care if you get up and suck. Like, your blip, your moment, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Who cares? This life-changing thing maybe for you is nothing to somebody else. Most people won't care. Your friends will tell you, don't worry, you'll do great, we'll love you. And some people will be cheering you on.
Yeah.
And then some people will think you suck.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, but nobody says that.
No.
You will get up and some people will say, you suck. Okay, and? So now I'm not going to do it? Now you're 85 and you look back like I didn't do it because I was afraid of somebody in a chair saying that I suck, right? Great. This is what, so you feel the nerve, you do it.
Yep. Too much power to the people who actually don't matter. So if someone's prepared to tell you that you suck, they don't matter in your life. You don't need to pay attention to them because they're not the ones that are serving you. They're not the ones that are interested in building you up and celebrating your successes.
So how do you gain self-power?
So you need to do it despite the people that might tell you suck because they don't matter.
You do the things.
You do it anyway.
You feel nervous.
Yeah, you do.
That's how you get power.
Yeah. You take it back.
You don't use this crutch.
No crutch.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Can I tell you the strategy I was going to tell before? Because it might be helpful to everyone else.
Yeah.
So
it's not helpful for me.
Well, it might be. But you never get stressed, apparently.
Well, it's not. I get stressed in micro moments. Like something's happening. I'm here. I think the upside of me being focused is when I'm with you, and it's amazing. And that's how I am with all my projects. How am I so productive? Because when I'm doing it, that's all I'm thinking about. Yeah. The downside is I can't multitask very well. If Nina wants me to do something, but I'm in the middle of doing something, like, it'll be this micro moment of stress because she needs me. I need to answer that thing, but I don't want to leave this thing because I got to get this thing done. And so I can't do 4 things at the same time.
Don't you find sometimes you have to? Like, aren't there moments in life when you've got to juggle?
I have almost
you managed to
why don't I have a cell phone number? Like, I don't want to be interrupted. Right?
Right.
And I design my schedule around how I want to. It's not 100%. It's not perfect. But like if someone on my team is messaging me while I'm with Nina doing something, what do you do? Or we have emergency protocols, but I try to build a non-emergency business. Like if you're a client that needs me, we did a thing with Tim Story, who's a life coach.
Yep.
and he has his phone on 24/7 because he's coaching people with their lives, and like if they're about to jump off a bridge or something, he's the last call, right? I would never take on those clients. Like if you need me in urgency, I'm not available. Yeah. But when I'm with you, I'm gonna give you so much.
Yeah. Okay.
So my hack has been to design a life around not, and I lose opportunities, right? Like somebody might be messaging me now, know I'm in New York and want to meet up. I don't even see it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, that happens.
It does.
But to focus on the little things, 10 little things or one big thing. I only do the big thing. I only focus on the one big thing, and I let lots of little things drop. So that causes stress.
Yeah. So people usually tell me that they don't, people want to be able to tune in, hear what's going on, hear what they're feeling, or notice what they're feeling, notice what's going on for them in a really honest and real way, so they can then make an informed decision about how to play the next play, whatever it's going to be. But they don't have time to meditate first or do a relaxation strategy first, or all those things that quieten your mind down. And so what I teach people to do is to actually just be really conscious of their breathing. So really simple strategy. When you're at home, I tell people to practice this when they're on the toilet.
Okay.
Because then you remember, right? It's like you're not doing anything else. You might as well practice your breathing.
On your phone.
Yeah, no phone. So you just, if you jab your thumb into your tummy, right at the top of your tummy underneath your ribs, you'll feel your diaphragm. And if you pay attention to that when you're doing it.
You doing it, Nina?
Right at the top, right under your sternum. Right there. If you're a lady, it's under your bra line, ladies.
Okay, if
you had a bra.
If I'm here.
So there's,
right? Is this about the good, right?
There.
So like here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I want to figure this out, okay?
Yeah. Breathe from there. And, ooh, that's loud.
Breathe.
Yeah. Just breathe normally. And then you feel that muscle moving when you're breathing.
Is it a muscle? It just feels like...
It's a muscle. It's called your diaphragm. It expands right across, and it expands your chest wall when you breathe.
Okay.
When you're anxious, your breath scoots up here.
Okay.
Tiny little muscles up here overwork. So if you're just checking in with your breathing a couple of times a day or whenever you go to the toilet, you get much more in tune with when your breathing has changed, and that's giving you a heads up that something's going on, that you're about to get anxious or about to get angry or about to be...
You don't think people know that they're...
I don't think people know until it's too late. This is giving you an early warning.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a real super cool superpower that you can... It's portable.
Okay.
Because once you're used to it, you don't have to poke yourself in the ribs anymore. You just are more aware of your breathing.
Okay.
Then you feel that something's not quite right in yourself. It might be that you're in the middle of a difficult mentoring session and you're losing your thread with this person. Quite just paying attention just for a split second on what's going on with your breathing and calming it back down. Like if it's up here, get it back down here. Just one calming breath. How long does it take to take one breath? Not long. One calming breath is enough to sometimes just give you that little mental space to get yourself checked, get yourself sorted, and then okay, I'm overthinking, or this has triggered something in me. Okay, I've recognised that now. I can put that to the side and refocus on the person that I'm talking to.
Okay.
So it's like a little hack. Simple.
Nina should look at that. Nina worries a lot. Nina's a warrior.
Nina's a warrior.
She's a warrior. She's a warrior. What am I getting from this? I'm thinking about if we want to take people on the journey, I'm willing to do almost anything. I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm doing what I know what to do.
Yeah.
And then I take people on the journey, sometimes on YouTube, most of the time on Instagram, with like in the moment stuff.
Yeah.
I remember I filmed, did I tell you about this when I got stressed out?
No.
And I was slow.
No.
So I was at an event and for some reason I was feeling low.
Yeah.
Right? And like, wow, this is weird. I'm never like this. And it wasn't because of hurtful comment or anything. I don't know, just super random. And so I get excited because they're like, I want to share this because people only see the optimistic, positive, right? But that's who I am almost all the time. Not always like as amped up as this, but like, walking down the street, singing songs, it's like multiple languages. It's like I have fun. But I was feeling low, and so I'm going to share this. Like, I can put it on Instagram. I can't do a fake it, but I was feeling like, guys, I don't feel great right now. I don't even know how to explain it. I feel really low. And I just wanted to share it with you on Instagram, because even me, like I get down too. And I don't know, I'm just going to go have a sandwich and be with myself and see how I get through it.
Yeah.
Right? But I was pumped to film it because it showed the other side. So what's my step? Or what am I listening to or paying attention to, or what's the skill that
But I think you did it just then. That's a really good example of that.
But that's so infrequent. That's like,
that
happened once.
Well, okay, look, I mean, I think a big turning point in my social media stuff was when I started talking about crap that was going on in my business at the time, staffing troubles. And I took people on a journey. Steve said, film it. Film it. Yeah. Took people on a journey and, didn't throw individuals under the bus, but certainly talked people through what was going on in my business with my staffing. Had a lot of people poached from my team. It was a really hard time. That sort of thing's only going to happen once every few years. We would cross our fingers. But it was an opportunity to share something and bring people with me. You can't make bad stuff happen.
Listen, here's the thing. I think
you did break your neck.
Yeah, but so use that as an example, right? My default, I've just like this becomes a thing. Yeah. My default is when something is like if you're, and this gets dangerous if I don't know the person, because if somebody's sitting there complaining, if you were sitting there, oops, sorry, just tucked your boob. If you're sitting there complaining about something, in my head I'm thinking, oh my God, this is the best. I've trained it. Yeah. So I broke my neck and I'm pumped.
So what if this, right?
So I don't sit with negative things very long. Yeah. So this crap always happens. Tons of crap is happening all the time, but I'm not emotionally connected to the crap. Yeah. So I could say here's what I'm dealing with, but I'm pumped to get through it. Yeah. But
I'm just wondering about changing that story.
Okay.
And it's like, I'm not telling you to not have a positive strategy.
Oh, to go back? Be a warrior? Go be negative. Oh, guys.
Whose life
I'm so stressed out right now. Because I feel like even if what am I stressed? I'm not. Well, I don't know. What am I stressed over?
What I mean is when something happens and your default position is to grab it and go, this is the best. Yeah. This is the best. I can do this. Yeah. What if you change the story to go, this is an opportunity to share something real? So
before I say it's the best?
It's an experiment, maybe.
Okay.
Where would it take you? What would be the consequences? What would be the risk of not buying into this is the best, of being present?
No, nothing.
Okay.
No, no consequences. No. I mean, it's just training. I've trained myself the other way.
Yeah, and I'm hesitant to say, hey, you've got this awesome strategy, let's undo it.
You suck. Do this.
Yeah, suck more. I think it's, I don't know. I'm just looking for opportunities for you to...
I could do one right now. Like even this, I'm thinking, how do I get better? How do I improve? And I feel like it's slow. I feel like the progress is slow. I feel like I want answers. About your neck? No, not the neck. This, like me getting better. I'm in a rush. I wanna, Yeah. And yes, appreciate the moment, but I want.
That's the problem.
Yeah, but yes.
You need to slow down. You don't slow down. You don't get stressed, but you don't do slow.
I don't do slow. I don't do slow. When I have something on my mind, it's not slow.
No.
Yeah. If I don't have anything on my mind, then it's whatever.
What I mean is, like the slow food movement, like deliberately slowing things down, deliberately letting things just go, hang on a minute, let's not make this the best, let's not make this awesome, let's just be present with this for maybe 5 minutes longer before pushing it into the best. Or
right. So let's go. So I'm trying to do it like right now. Mm-hmm. In me trying to get better in all of the conversation, this whole series with you, with Hank, with Steve, with other people that I'm having on the show. I get frustrated with my lack of growth compared to my standards of how when I want something, I destroy it.
Yeah. Even
if I know zero about it. My issue with this is I don't know what I don't know. And so when that's a problem that I need people to tell me what to do because I don't know how to research or how to get better. But as soon as I have a problem, I'll attack it. So that's a very real frustration for me.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to show that side now, right?
Yeah.
But I think like, Tess is going to save me. This is the best, right? But sit with that for a little bit before we go. It's not a major stress, but it's a problem.
It's
How was that? How did I do? Was it good?
It
was real. That was real. That was real, guys. That was real. Huh?
Yeah,
no?
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, was it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I get a treat?
M&Ms.
Give me M&Ms. Hum.
What I was going to say, though.
Okay, yeah.
Not everything has an answer in a book. And not everything has an answer in do this strategy.
But I default to that. I agree.
Yeah.
I like 100%. Yeah, and I love it. I love the challenge of it too, right?
Do you know that so many times in the clinical setting, so we're dealing with someone who might have an anger management problem or a depression or anxiety problem, there's almost like a cohort of clients that we might see who are frustrated that progress isn't fast enough for them because they're so used to smashing things, right? And sometimes progress is slow because it is. But what happens is at some point down the track, you look back and go, wow, I'm actually not in the place I was when I started.
Well, I default to that though, right? Like my problem is sharing. You wanted me to share more of the frustration, the pain, right?
Yeah.
That's the pain. But I'll get out of it so quick and just say that, right?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? How far have I come in the past year? I'm crushing it. That's my default internal.
Yeah.
Right? So, but you're saying before I go there to try to share the lower
the real
points.
Stuff. Yeah, the real stuff.
But Kanina, can you call me out on something if you catch it?
Okay.
I don't know I don't know. I mean, but that was one. That was one.
It was good. And it is hard to identify. Yeah.
And just and not, but then not.
So where do you see if you were faster?
Yeah.
Where would you be? If this was happening, all of it was changing you faster. What would you look like? How different would you be?
I don't think that way. Maybe I should. If I got this thing faster, I would be. It's a tough question. This is great. See, you get to see me struggle. I don't know. Have more impact. Move closer on my goals.
How would you be? That's other people.
Well, I pride myself on being a hard worker and be able to figure things out. And when I get attached to something, like it's part of my identity. Like I'm gonna, like you tell me I can't do it, like no, right? It doesn't matter. Like I told myself I'm doing it, so it's happening, right? That's just how I default. I got the Australian work ethic in me.
I knew that was going to come up. Yeah.
We got it. I'm going to nail it. It's happening. So, but even if the result, like I was obsessed with Clickfunnels for a little bit on our trip. Obsessed. Like every weekend moment I had to understand Clickfunnels and how it worked. And a guy came to my workshop who had a Clickfunnels t-shirt. Like, why are you wearing that shirt? Because I used to work tech support there. I need to talk to you tomorrow. Like, I'm here for 3 days. We're meeting. And we met for like 6 hours over 2 days.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, it has to happen, right? And then I figured it out. And then I haven't done anything with it yet. It hasn't, like I did a micro stuff, but I haven't transformed my business around it yet. I will. It makes sense to me now. So maybe it's just figuring out the problem. I like figuring out the problem. I figured it out. I know where it now fits on my map. So I don't need to be obsessed about it anymore because I know it fits over here.
It's an intellectual problem. It's not an emotional one. So you like puzzles. You like to pull them apart. You like to understand how they work. And then you'll either use it to your benefit or I'm done with that now. I understand that now. I don't need that anymore.
Okay.
It's not the emotional puzzle. That's the intellectual puzzle.
Okay.
And you're drawn to that, and that's okay.
But I'm drawn to this emotion. Like, if I need to get better, boom, 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 that's an emotional problem. I wanna solve that too. But I value the process of figuring it out more than what ends up happening as a result. So when you say, well, who are you going to be when you? I don't think about the result of what happens. I think I care about figuring out the process. That's how I get high. Mm-hmm. I want to solve this thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you gave me a challenge in New York, you got to do these 3 things. Like, oh, great, I got to go do them.
Yeah.
Or if I can't give myself a challenge, it could come out of this as like, I need to study everything about Australia.
Especially our work.
I need to know the history of M&Ms. I don't know. Like, but weird stuff like that will happen.
But that's intellectual stuff. It's a question with an answer.
Okay, but like when Steve said, go film yourself.
That was an emotional struggle. That was an emotional challenge.
It was still like right away, we got to do it. Now, she wanted my morning routine, so I had to wait till tomorrow to do it. Mm-hmm. But it was decided that this is going to happen. Yeah. I had to ask Nina permission, like, okay, are you okay if we do this? She said, yes, fine. So charge the camera, make sure I'm ready to go. Like, it's by my bedside, so you got me. I didn't get up out of bed and go get the phone and, fix anything. It's like, this is it. I just woke up. Okay, phone, here we go. Because I don't sleep with the phone next to me.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I'm not taking on enough emotional challenges. Maybe I don't know what the emotional challenges that I need to do.
Yeah.
It's not the I don't feel I have the fear of doing it. I just don't know.
And maybe fear is too strong a word. Okay. Maybe avoidance. Maybe it's not important. Maybe it doesn't mean anything. I don't know what is the right word to use, but I certainly think I would use the word avoidance.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you often. Maybe he's overstating it, but there's this tendency to circumvent. If that's going to get messy, I'll go around this way and keep it intellectual because that's your default position.
That's so interesting. I don't feel it, but I'm hearing it, so I want to now.
You might need to sit with that for a bit.
Well, now I want to.
But see, now you want an answer.
No, I want to tackle it. I want something to come up that causes emotional messiness because I when you say messy, like I love messy. I want messy. I crave messy. I love order, but I love the beginning part. I've trained myself to like the beginning is messy and it's great. So what's the next messy thing for me to jump into?
See, this is the thing. These aren't things that I can make happen or make you make happen.
But I hear that. But something to pay attention to is like if I am this, then I do this. Yeah. So you said like if you're worried about something, then share it before you sanitize it. Or come out on the other side of like this is the best. So I tried doing it like right now. I want to tackle it right now, which is hey, let me share something with you that I'm struggling with. So we could do that. But what else? Like difficult conversations.
Difficult conversations.
I like difficult conversations.
Yeah. I can't invent scenarios for you because that would just give you a recipe that you would then go and smash because you would have intellectualized it.
What can Nina help us in this?
Sure.
Ask like in a question or in a like things to observe. Maybe I'm my own enemy. Like this is why we're here because I'm in my own way.
Yeah.
And I'm blind to something.
Nina can help, but you can't delegate it to her either.
No, but just 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But even her finding something and then if I'm resistant or have my blind spot up and she says, hey, Dr. Tess said do this. Like, okay, you know what? Great. I'm going to do it just because you said to do it. And we'll see what happens, right? Like if you said, hey, I need you to sit on the toilet for the next 30 days and like put your hand in your under your bra line and breathe, I'll do it. So you need to sit there with a bra on, I'll do it. You need to film it, okay. Right? Great.
Oh.
I'm here because Dr. Tess, # Australian work ethic, had me here.
Yeah.
I want to improve. I appreciate it's a struggle.
Yeah.
And I know you're like, if you had a easy thing, you would.
I would tell you.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm not hiding.
Yeah, of course.
My superpowers.
So we're trying to figure stuff out in the dark together.
That's it. It's like we're in one of those escape room things. Like, where's the door?
Two people are better than one, right?
Yeah.
So
problem solved.
You've had more experience on this stuff than I have. So
do you know what? It's actually much harder for people who are mentally healthy to work on this stuff. Because when you've got something like a significant anxiety problem or a significant depression, it's right in your face what it is you're trying to fix. And so the strategies become clearer and more meaningful. But when you're well and you're just trying to tweak something, it's a bit more vague by the very nature of it, because there's nothing broken about you, to use a harsh word.
That scares me. I want something to be broken.
You had a broken neck.
Yeah, no, but like that means that I hate that, because that means I'm there's no more climbing. Now I'm a mountain observer. There's no more mountain to climb. That's the worst news of all time. I want you to say, Evan, you are so broken. You think you're great, but you are like the worst human of all time. Let me show you why. You're like, ooh, tell me, Tess. Oh, what do I need to say? What do I need to say? I would.
And that would be the wrong response. Because intellectualizing. I remember long before I studied psychology. No, I think it was just before I started studying psychology, actually. And I saw a counsellor, and we got talking about some of the tricky stuff that happened in my childhood. And I remember her telling me then, you don't feel the emotions, do you? You actually intellectualize. This is a story that you tell. You're not actually experiencing the feelings that would normally go with that. And I thought, okay, yeah, that's interesting. And it's true. When I talk about my childhood, I don't really remember emotions. I don't have a lot of emotion about it. But I do in the rest of my life.
Okay.
Just ask my family if I get cranky, they know it. And maybe that's the difference, is that for all of us, we've all got strategies that we use to get through difficult times, and sometimes those strategies then blend into other aspects of our lives, and they're not necessarily helpful, not necessarily harmful, but not necessarily helpful, because they're blinding us from something else that we could experience in a different and more enriching way. Does that make sense?
Yes. Still don't know what to do, but yes.
Yeah, I know.
Do I need to like meditate on sadness or?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. But I don't know. It's almost like I'm asking you to put yourself in harm's way. Opportunities to share something rich and vulnerable. It doesn't need to be even personal, but struggles, difficult things. Letting people in and feeling that. Even just you feeling it, even if you don't share it necessarily on social media, it's not all about the social media stuff. So
should I do, so maybe I need to be opposite of me. Maybe this is
you need to be like the anti-Evan for a while.
Yeah, no, but here's
your alter ego.
So here's the thing. So at night, I forget what are you grateful for? We write down, what am I grateful for? I asked Nina, what you grateful for? I love it. Like,
you need to write down, what am I pissed off about?
Yeah, no, I'm saying, like, should I write down, or even just share with Nina every night what I'm frustrated with or what I'm struggling with?
That's an experiment. It's worth doing, I reckon.
Yeah?
Yeah. We're not encouraging you to do that, but Evan.
But see, the gratitude stuff is like, I can come up with tons of stuff I'm grateful for, tons. Yeah. But if you said, what are you struggling with right now? Yeah. I'd have to rack my brain to like think, but what are you stressed out about right now? Like, I'm not. But of course I am. Mm. But it takes me extra steps to think about.
Yeah. So I think there's a question that I ask. I often ask my mentoring clients to do, which is a journaling activity on why they would choose to stay in a scarcity mindset, which is a fear-based mindset. Mm-hmm. It's all that stuff that, like the fear of judgment. I can't possibly do this thing because people might judge me. So it's a murky activity to do, but it's a good one because you start calling yourself out and whole lot of stuff. So maybe a variation on that is an exercise for you, writing down the things that you are frustrated with, or the things that you're angry about, or the things that you're disappointed, like all those less pleasant feelings. Okay. Almost like a daily journaling activity.
Any less pleasant feeling?
Yeah.
Okay.
See what comes up.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to give you a prescription.
No, I like it. No, this is great. This is a good...
But don't do it just before bed. I think that's not necessarily the wisest move.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Don't do it before bed.
When should I do it?
At a time of day when you're more likely to finish the exercise, when you're ready to finish the exercise, and then move on to something else.
What do you mean?
Well, you don't want that to be the last feeling you have before you go to bed.
Oh.
You want it to be something that you can...
I think it'll just come out of it.
Oh, go on then. You do it your way.
Nina, if we did that at night, if you shared something you're grateful for and I shared something I'm stressed out about, would my stress impact you? Like if I said like I'm stressed about this, would you sleep okay?
I don't know.
Okay,
I think I'll be worried about it.
You'd be worried? Okay, well, let's do it in the morning.
Yeah.
First thing in the morning.
But morning, you don't remember.
I'll find something. This is the whole point. I need to find something that you come up with something you're grateful for, and I'm going to come up with something that I'm on the negative side, stressed, the anxiety. I want to say depression is maybe too much, but
disappointed,
sad,
bored,
scared, bored. Okay, some negative
bored's
emotion.
actually a really good one.
Bored?
People don't give boredom enough weight. It's actually quite a negative emotion.
I don't think I'm very bored though.
No.
I'm bored.
But you might be bored with something, like something that you're getting sick of.
Okay, good. That's my homework until the next time with Dr.
And
Tess.
watching
And I gotta
video.
watch. We'll do that. That's happening. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Awesome.
This is a new daily routine in the Carmichael household.
Become the anti-Evan. For 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's learn to experience and explore negative emotions. Yeah, I can do that.
There you go.
Is that
See what
intellectualized in it?
No, that's okay.
That's okay? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I'll pass that.
Okay, good. I think I could sit with it for a couple minutes and then I'll move on. But that's the whole point of the exercise.
That's the whole point of the exercise. And then sharing some of that, because that will then trigger perhaps some stories that you can share.
Share some of that what? Oh, you want me to put it on Instagram?
Some, not the activity necessarily, but you might, in doing the activity, you might uncover some stories that are actually really, really good stories to tell.
You want me to do a 30-day what sucks in my life challenge?
You thought of it.
or like a what? That's not what sucks. What would we call it? Negative emotion challenge.
Yes.
So weird. This is amazing.
The disbelieve challenge.
The
can't believe challenge. I don't know. I might have to ask for suggestions.
The frustration. Okay, I'll come up with something. So you want me to share? I can share it.
If you like.
I'll share it and tag you.
Okay.
The Dr. Tess 30-day negative challenge.
Yeah, tag me. Okay.
The 30 days of negativity with Dr. Tess challenge.
I may well just get myself deregistered if this goes wrong.
This is great. Here's what so I can share. That's 15 seconds. I could share. share. So I just got to come up with like I'm frustrated. I'm stressed about. I'm upset about. I'm nervous about. I'm bored with. I don't like.
The rationale is that you are just spending a little bit of time each day acknowledging.
Oh no, I get it. 100%. I'm thinking cues like. Because tomorrow morning I'm gonna wake up and be like, oh my god, I gotta start, and I don't know what to do. So something like I'm nervous about.
Why don't you start with a really simple question?
Okay, this is it.
Something that I'm not happy about today.
Right. Okay.
Rather than thinking of a list of intellectualized labels and then trying to fill the labels like.
I'm just thinking cues. Thinking cues. That's all. Because I'm not happy about it.
You've got a simple question.
But I want to connect like I'm not happy because there's like a stain on the rug or something like that.
Okay. So then how does that make you feel?
Oh, nothing. That's the point, right? Like you want me to feel. I need to not think it, but I need to feel it, right? I gotta actually not be happy about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. 30-day or however long until our next conversation.
Yeah.
Dr. Tess negativity challenge. Crap challenge?
Yeah.
The Dr. Tess crap challenge. Hashtag Dr. Tess crap challenge. People will join me on the Dr. Tess crap challenge.
This is what I'm going to get known for. This is good.
Just might. Dr. Tess crap challenge. Okay. If you want to join me on it, every day on Instagram, you wake up, the first thing, I usually do this is what I'm going to do. I start the day with something motivational. I'm going to start my day with the Dr. Tess crap challenge. So it's the exact opposite of what I would do, right? I'm the anti-Evan.
The anti-Evan.
Because it'll always be a message of like, I need to think of somebody who I helped yesterday and then share a message that would be...
You can still do that.
No. I'm going to start my day with the Dr. Tess crap challenge.
Okay.
Go negative and see how that feels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I have to feel it. I'm not going to be fake and like, today sucks because whatever. No, I need to come up with something.
No. Something that didn't go well in your day or something that you're frustrated with.
Well, it's going to be the start of the day. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. This is great.
You.
This is so outside my comfort zone. This is amazing.
Good. Oh, that is good.
I'm
good.
nervous.
I'm
And
a little bit
I'm gonna own my nervous.
too.
I'm not excited. I'm nervous.
Just don't sue
behind
me
this-
if it goes really wrong.
I
Yeah?
won't say you. It's the best. We have video proof.
Starting something new inspired by Dr. Tess called the Dr. Tess Crap Challenge, where every day I need to share something that I'm not happy with in my life and be emotional about it. So stay tuned. Dr. Tess Crap Challenge. I'm frustrated that my YouTube channel, after splitting it up, has not worked. I'm down subs, I'm down views, and I don't know if I should go back or not. Dr. Tess Crap Challenge. It's 6:20 something in the morning. It's raining. I should be sleeping. Dr. Tess Crap Challenge. Do it. Jesus, this is hard. Dr. Tess Crap Challenge. 6:30 in the morning on a Sunday. Why am I up so early? Should be sleeping. And it's raining. I don't like it. Dr. Tess Crap Challenge. I don't like having to be negative. Doesn't make me feel good. I don't like connecting with negative emotions. I'm not good at it either. I'm gonna keep working on it.
All right. Thank you guys. If you want to see how Tess kicked my butt the last time, check a video right there next to me. Continue to believe. We'll see you there.